13 News has been investigating the disappearance of a young boy in Muncie. Hayden Manis has been missing for years, but police learned about it only a few months ago. Our senior investigative reporter Bob Siegel's in studio with me. And Bob, you broke this story, and now you've got some new information about it.
We do, Scott. We know several adults lived in the same house as Hayden around the time he disappeared. Those adults are key to answering the question, what happened to Hayden? Tonight, you'll get to hear from one of them for the first time after 13 Investigates traveled 2,000 miles to find her.
I love you, Cookie.
No one has seen Hayden Manis in nearly 5 years. At the time he went missing, Hayden lived inside this Muncie house with his dad, Dustin Manis, and his dad's girlfriend, Crystal Hall. Last September, when police first learned Hayden had vanished, detectives quickly questioned his father. But a few months later,
there's a little bit of heroin in my pocket and a syringe too.
Dustin was arrested and charged with drug possession. And just a few weeks after that, he died from a drug overdose. Last fall, police also interviewed Crystal Hall, according to Delaware County Prosecutor Eric Hoffman. Is Crystal Hall a person of interest in this case?
Yes.
Why?
From the information we've gathered, she's a person of interest in the case. I'm not necessarily calling her a suspect or that she harmed or did anything to Hayden. I'm not going to confirm or deny that, but she is most definitely a person of interest because she lived with him.
And that's exactly why 13 Investigates has been trying to reach Crystal, who moved out of state late last year.
Hi, Crystal. My name is Bob Siegel.
I called and texted and even mailed a list of detailed questions. But Crystal did not respond to any of it. I also tried to reach Crystal through her family. Hi, Paul.
Hey, Bob, how you doing?
Paul Hall is Crystal's father. He actually owned the Muncie home where Hayden lived with Dustin and Crystal during the time of the disappearance. They lived on one side of this house, and Paul and his wife lived on the other. Paul spoke with me by phone to share what he knows.
You know, Hayden actually called me Mr. Grandpa while he was there. I babysat him several times.
Paul says he tried to watch out for Hayden, even confronting Dustin when a family member contacted Paul personally to express concern that Hayden was being kept inside the house in a dog cage.
We looked, we never saw any cage, never saw anything even resembling that. I think that Dustin had put him in the closet, which was a walk-in closet, by the way. Still unacceptable, and I believe that was the same incident that somehow it went from closet to cage, and that was the one incident that I had confronted and had the conversation with Dustin about.
After a while, our conversation turned to Paul's daughter. Do you think Crystal had anything to do with the disappearance of Hayden?
No. And I'm not saying that because I'm her dad. Again, I have never seen her act violent towards anything or anybody in her whole entire life. If I thought for 1 minute that my daughter had something to do with what's happened to Hayden, I'd turn her in myself.
You've spoken with your daughter about what happened to Hayden. What did she tell you?
Well, she thinks, like I think, that he murdered his son.
If she's right, does Crystal know more details about that murder? Does she know anything about Hayden's death, his disappearance, or what happened to his body? Have you spoken with your daughter about that?
Yeah, I actually haven't asked her that question. That's probably a question that I need to ask her.
Keep in mind, they live in the same house.
You know,
Paul and I spoke multiple times. Again and again, I'd ask the same questions. Have you asked her directly? Again and again, the same response.
No, I have not, and I think I will once I get home today.
Okay, we've had this conversation several times, and every time we've talked about it, you've said, oh, I'm going to talk to her about it. So
well, there might be a part of me that doesn't want to know the answer to that question.
It's inconsistent to say that you'd turn her in if you thought that she might have anything to do with it, but then not be willing to ask her whether or not she had anything to do with it.
Text me the questions you want me to ask her, Bob. I'll give you the commitment that I'll ask her. It's the right thing to do, so I'll do it.
I did text questions for Paul's daughter, and the following week, we talked again.
She has absolutely no desire to talk about any of this. She just said, I'm not answering anybody's questions. And for anybody that wants to know anything, they'll have to get the information from the police.
What do you think of that?
I don't agree with her decision at all. I don't understand why she won't talk to anybody. So, you know, that is a concern for me.
After months of trying to get answers from Crystal with no success, 13 Investigates decided it was just time to go see her in person, 2,000 miles away.
I want you to sit back and relax and enjoy this 3-hour, 11-minute flight to Las Vegas.
Our search for answers took us to Nevada and a drive through the desert
Going right through the mountains.
to the small town where Crystal and her family moved a few months ago.
Pretty sure that's her.
That's where I finally got to meet Crystal and ask my questions face to face.
Hi, Crystal. I'm Bob Siegel with 13 News. Can you help me understand what happened to Hayden?
I am not talking to you.
Is there anything you can share at all?
No.
Anything?
I cannot. I would like for you to stop this.
We're just trying to get answers to what
understand.
happened.
And I did that with the police.
Is there a reason that you won't answer any additional questions?
Because I'm not obligated to. And I did work with them.
Do you know what happened to Hayden?
I cannot talk to you about that.
Is Hayden alive or
I
dead?
cannot talk to you about that.
Is there anything you can say at
I
all?
told you I cannot.
Can you help provide his family with any answers?
I already helped the police. I did what I could. I have information with the case that I am not going to risk divulging. I was a part of the investigation, asking questions that I was instructed to. I'm not going to divulge stuff that I'm not supposed to.
When you say information that you're not supposed to, did police tell you not to
It was
divulge more information?
there during the investigation and during everything when I was with them. It was to keep it between me and the officers I was working with, yes.
Our meeting did not last long. Crystal acknowledged she does know more about what happened to Hayden. She just isn't going to discuss it.
Can you tell us if you know whether Hayden is alive or dead?
I cannot.
I get the impression there's a lot of information that you are not going to share. Would you like to be able to share that information?
I am not going to talk to you any further.
That's the moment we realized tracking down answers in the desert no easier than finding them back in Indiana. Crystal isn't talking. Neither is the sheriff's department. And investigators have not named anyone as a suspect in Hayden's disappearance. It means the investigation continues. Without a critical witness, and with lots of lingering questions, still unanswered. 13 News has confirmed detectives did interview Crystal Hall multiple times about Hayden's disappearance, and 13 Investigates now knows what she told investigators. Tomorrow night, you'll see what we discovered. Our investigation takes us back to Muncie and several other towns here in Indiana for some very disturbing details.
They say that you don't forget what a dead body smells like, and I will never forget that smell. It was an awful smell. It was awful.
What happened to Hayden? Our investigation has uncovered new information. So, Scott, I'll see you back here tomorrow night at 11.
All right, Bob, thanks so much. And if you want to see our 13 Investigates documentary, it's called What Happened to Hayden. It's available for you to stream right now over on WTHR Plus. You can download the app on your TV and watch for free.